Namaste everyone, welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we are going to explore one of the most important Mahārasa Dravya of Rasashastra, that is Abhraka, commonly known as Mica. We will discuss its mythological origin, classification, varieties, modern mineralogical correlations, properties, Śodhana, Dhanyābhraka preparation, Māraṇa process, Amrutikaran, Satvapātana, therapeutic uses, doses, and the unique benefits of Abhraka Bhasma as described in the classical Ayurvedic text. Whether you are a BMS student, postgraduate scholar, Ayurvedic teacher, or Rasashastra enthusiast, this video will help you understand the complete concept of Abhraka in a simple and exam-oriented manner. So, without wasting any time, let's begin our journey into the fascinating world of Abhraka Bhasma. Here, the mythological origin mentioned in Ayurveda Prakasha. During the battle between Lord Indra and Vajrasur, Indra struck with his Vajra. Sparks emerged from the Vajra. These sparks fell on mountain peaks. Over time, they transformed into Abhraka. Now we see the classification of in Rasashastra, including under Mahārasa Varga, Abhraka is considered one of the most important mineral for mercury processing, rasayan therapy, and therapeutic formulation. References in classical text mentioned in Rasendra, Chudamani, Rasaprakash Sudhakar, Rasaratna Samucchay, Rasapaddhati, Rasakamdhenu, but not mentioned in Rasarnav and Rasarudaya Tantra. That is an Mahārasa Varga. Now we see the type of Abhraka. According to color, 4 types of Abhraka, that is a Shvetabhraka, useful in Shvet Karma, modern correlation with Muscovite. Second is a Raktabhraka, useful in Rakta Karma, modern correlation with Lepidolite. Third classification according to color, which is a Pittabhraka, useful in Pitta Karma, modern correlation with Phlogopite. And fourth is the Krishnabhraka, based for Rasa and Rasayan Karma, considered superior among all varieties, and modern correlation with Biotite. All 4 varieties can be used in Rasayana. Krishnabhraka is considered crores of time, which is superior. Now we see according to behavior of heating, the classification of Abhraka into the 4 types. First is a Pinaka-Abhraka, which is on heating layers separate, so it is called as Pinaka-Abhraka. Second type is a Nagabhraka, produce snake-like hissing sound on heating. Third is a Manduka-Abhraka, breaks and jumps like a frog when heating. And fourth is a Vajra-Abhraka, remains unchanged after heating, best variety for medicinal processing. Here order mentioned, Vajra-Abhraka is superior than Pinak, and Pinak is superior than Nag, and Nag is superior than Manduk. Now we see here third, according to place of origin, Abhraka is divided into 2 types, that is a Uttar Shailotha, means northern mountains, rich in sattva in Abhraka, better quality and suitable for rasayan. And second type is a Dakshin Shailotha, means southern mountain, which is less sattva than northern and inferior quality here. Now we see the collection of Abhraka. Source found in northern and southern mountains, and should be collected from deeper layers of mine. Deeper deposit possess superior medicinal qualities. Now we see the characteristic of good Abhraka, which is Snigdha Guru, thick layered, multi-layered, layer easily separable and unchanged on heating, that is a Vajra property, like Vajra property. Now we see modern mineralogical description. General features here: members of mica group, silicate minerals, split into very thin laminae and monoclinic crystalline system. And main constituents in Abhraka, that is silica, which is 33 to 55%, also contains aluminium, potassium, trace amount of magnesium, iron, sodium, lithium, and fluorine. Heat behavior: release water on heating, so difficult to fuse. Now we see the modern correlation of Abhraka types. Shvetabhraka, which is correspond with the Muscovite. Rakta Abhraka, which is correlate with the Lepidolite, and Pittabhraka, which is correlated with Phlogopite, and Krishna Abhraka, which is correlated with Biotite. Now we see the important modern varieties, that is Biotite, means Krishna Abhraka. Modern varieties, which is black and dark brown, hardness around 2.5 to 3, specific gravity 2.7 to 3.2, and difficult to fuse, commercially less useful. Now we see Muscovite, that is correlate with Shvetabhraka, which is transparent elastic sheets, hardness around 2.3, specific gravity around 2.8 to 3.1, widely used industrially. Lepidolite, which is correlated with Raktabhraka, which is rose red color, southern source of lithium, hardness around 2.4 and specific gravity approximately 2.8 to 2.9. Phlogopite, which is correlate with Pittabhraka, which is amber or yellow mica, tough elastic lamination, specific gravity around 2.8 to 3. Fine need of Śodhana required for Abhraka, because raw Abhraka should never be used directly. Purified Abhraka is used for therapeutic purposes and sattva extraction. Effect of unpurified Abhraka, which is various painful disorders occurs, Kushtha, Kshay, Pandu, Shop, likewise. Now we see the Abhraka Śodhana method first, which is described in the Rasendra Chudamani. Heat Abhraka till red hot, then quench it, kanji, gomutra, trifala kvat and cow's milk. This process repeatedly in 7 times, which results removes impurities and toxicity. And method second, which is described in Ayurveda Prakasha, take Vajrabhraka, heat and quench in milk, use bhavna for 3 days with Vishapatra juice, Tanduliya swaras and any sore material, sore media, which results purifies stubborn Vajrabhraka. Now we see the Dhanyābhraka Nirmāṇa, which is the next steps of Abhraka Śodhana. Fine powdered form of Abhraka obtained after this special processing. Method first, which in heat Abhraka, quench in badari kvat, dry and rub manually, and found powder we obtain. And second method is a kanji method, which mix Abhraka powder with tandul, means paddy, usha, tie in clothes and immerse in kanji for 3 days, then rub and squeeze, then fine particles coming through the clothes are called Dhanyabhraka. And also explain method third in Rasratna Samuchchay. Here Abhraka is taken 1 part and Dhanya, which is 1/4 part of Abhraka. The mixture in thick cloths, keep immersed in water for 3 nights, rub and squeeze, collect fine sediments, which results and free smooth Dhanyabhraka we obtain. Now we see the Abhraka Gun, Rasa, which is Kasha and Madhur, Shitvirya, and Ayushkara, Dhatu Vivardhan, Balya, Rusha, Deepan, Pradnya Bodhi, Rasayan properties in Abhraka Bhasma. And Vat Pitta disorder, Kushtagna, Udar, disorders, Vibandha, Krimihar, Kshaya, Pandu, Shwas, Kas, Premeha, in these diseases benefited. Also special benefits of Abhraka Bhasma, that is anti-aging effect, maintain youthfulness, delayed aging, increases lifespan, prevents premature degeneration, and reproductive benefits also improves fertility, increase semen quality, enhance libido, useful in importance, promotes healthy progeny, and mental benefits, improves memory, enhance intelligence, increase mental clarity. Now we see the Abhraka Māraṇa. Basic method is a Dhanyabhraka and Kasmardha swaras we required. And in procedure, triturate Dhanyabhraka with Kasmardha juice, prepared chakrikas, then dry them, place in Sharav Samput and give Gajaput, obtain Abhraka Bhasma. Alternative Bhavna Dravyas, instead of Kasmardha juice, we use Musta swaras, Tanduliya swaras, Vatankur Kvat, Tambul Patra swaras, Vasa swaras, Agnimanta swaras and Punarnava swaras. Any one of the Bhavna Dravya we will be used. Ideal color of Bhasma, which is Arun Varna or Sindur Sadrishya. Nischandra Abhraka means completely loss of mica shines. Repeated bhavna with cow milk and around 10 putas removes luster, indicates proper incineration. Now we see here Puta Sankhya and its effect. After giving 10 to 100 putas, which is standard therapeutic grade, effective for disease management, and above 100 putas called Shataputi Abhraka Bhasma, which is highly potent and commonly preferred clinically, and above 1000 puta, which is called as a Sahasraputi Abhraka Bhasma, which is extremely potent, highest grade Rasayan Karma. Practical parameters: puta use Ardha Gajaput or Gajaput. Fuel approximately 50 kg cow dung cake per puta use, and Sharav Samput use as a apparatus. Now we see the Bhasma Parīkṣā. Varna, which is red or brick red or sindur like. Nischandra, no shine particle will be seen. Lokanjan Sannib means smooth like collyrium, and Sukshmatva, extremely fine particles, and Varitaratva floats on water. Now we see the next process on Abhraka Bhasma, which is a Amrutikaran. After post processing method to use this Amrutikaran for remove a residue toxicity and enhance its potency and improve safety. Here is the method mentioned. Use ingredients for these Amrutikaran. So Abhraka Bhasma taken as a 10 parts and Triphala Kwat use as a 16 part and Gogrut use 8 part. Mix all these ingredients, place in iron vessel, heat on mild fire, continue till liquid evaporates, and then collect final product which results Amrut of Abhraka Bhasma. Alternative method mentioned here. Method first is a use Vatashrunga decoction instead of Triphala Kwat, and other process which is likewise mentioned above. And second method is equal quantity of Ghrut taken and Abhraka Bhasma, and no use of any decoction here. Now we see dose and administration. 1 valla is the dose of Abhraka Bhasma, that is approximately 250 to 300 mg. With Ghruta, Trikatu Churna, Vidanga Churna or disease specific adjuvant or Anupana will be used. Now indications of Abhraka Bhasma in respiratory system for Kas, Shwas and Kshay. For digestive system, use in Grahani, Mandagni, Amashul and any Jatra. Also use in metabolic for metabolic, use in Prameha or Aruchi, and use in hematological that is a Pandu disease. Now we see here Abhraka Satvapātana, that is a extraction of metallic essence from Abhraka. Material used for this Satvapātana, use Abhraka powder, Tankan taken as a 1/4 part of Abhraka powder, Musari Swaras and Suran Kanda. In procedure, mix Abhraka with Tankan, that is a 1/4 part of the Abhraka, which triturate using Musari Swaras. Prepared cakes, place in Musha, heat in Koshti furnace, and Sattva separates. Characteristic of Sattva, that is a iron like appearance, bronze like appearance, and more potent than ordinary Loha. We gain Loha from the Satvapātana of a Abhraka. Sattva Ekikaran in Sattva may appears as a small granules, so use Mitra Panchak. In Mitra Panchak, Ghruta, Madhu, Gugul, Tankan and Shikhi use here, means Gunja. As a result, granules fuse into one metallic mass. Now we see Sattva Mrudukaran, the purpose for softening of a hard Sattva, and media use Madhu, Taila, Vasa or Ghruta, which results hard Sattva becomes too soft or workable. Now Sattva Śodhana procedure mentioned here. Prepare thin sheets or pellets, add kanji and Śodhaniya drugs, place in Musha, heat strongly, repeat twice, and we result pure Sattva. Now we see here Sattva Māraṇa, same procedure as a Loha Māraṇa, we get Sattva behaves like an iron. Use of Abhraka Sattva for therapeutic uses as a Rasayan used in chronic diseases, Jaran Karma and mercury processing. Gunas of Abhraka Sattva, that is which is a Shita Gunatmak, Tridosh balance, Tridoshagna and Rasayan. And major action of this Abhraka Sattva is a anti-aging, improve fertility, enhance virility, strengthen promoting longevity promoting, and best for mercurial stabilization, that is Parat Bandhan, and considered one of the strongest rejuvenator in Rasashastra. Now we see some research article related this Abhraka Sattva. First article we see here, that is the synthesis of and characterization of Abhraka Bhasma by two different methods. Here use synthesis in article. Synthesis and characterization of Abhraka Bhasma by two different methods are mentioned here. In background, Abhraka Bhasma is a herb mineral preparation made from mica, which is used in following condition like Pandu, Kashwa, Grahani, general ability. In objective of this study, we use two traditional methods for preparing Abhraka Bhasma. We are compared here. First method traditionally indicate for Pandu and Grahani, and second traditional method which is traditionally indicated for chronic cough or respiratory disorders. Now this study use Śodhana procedure for purpose, remove impurities, reduce brittleness and improve medicinal suitability. Dhanyābhraka preparation here for purpose, separate thin mica particles and reduce particle size. And Māraṇa procedure repeatedly with bhavana triturate with herbal juices, chakrika formation, and put a heating, which converts mica into bhasma. Amrutikaran, final processing step for purpose enhance therapeutic efficacy and reduce residual toxicity. Here use analytical techniques for classical bhasma test, that is rekha-purnatva, varitaratva, niswadu, nischandatva, and use modern tests like XRD, FTIR, Raman spectroscopy, same time EDX, bed surface area analysis, dynamic light scattering, and TGA or DTA. As a result, classical text pass rekha-purnatva, varitaratva, and nischandratva. And in XRD findings, researcher found that after processing, raw mica structure changed significantly, and this confirms transformation of raw mica during bhasma preparation. In same observation, raw abhraka, which is large layered sheet irregular structure, but in bhasma fragmented particles much smaller size appears, more porous appearance here. In same observation, nanocrystalline particles revealed particle size in nanometer range. This is important because nanoparticles may increase surface area, also increase viability and cellular interactions. In EDX analysis, elements detected including silicon, aluminum, magnesium, potassium, iron, oxygen, and carbon. Carbon presence suggests interaction with herbal material using during Bhavana and Māraṇa process. Thus, Abhraka Bhasma becomes a herbo-mineral complex, not merely powdered mica. In FTI or Raman spectroscopy, this test identifies hydroxyl group or silicate bonds and organic functional group, which further supports incorporation of herbal constituent during process. In bed surface area analysis, surface area increases after processing. Higher surface area generally means better dispersion, increased reactivity, and greater biological interactions. In thermal analysis, TGA or DTA, the bhasma remained stable even at high temperature. This indicates good thermal stability, structural transformation during Māraṇa. Comparison between method first and method second, the most important finding is here. Method 2 produces more nanoparticles as compared to method 1 in smaller particle size, greater nanocrystalline proportions, and high surface area. So authors suggested that method 2 may therefore have better biological effectiveness, which may explain its traditional use in chronic respiratory diseases. And Ayurvedic interpretation are here. In Śodhana removes impurities and structural modification. Dhanyābhraka particle size helps particle size reduction. In Māraṇa, nanoparticle formulations. And in Bhavana, incorporation of herbal constituents. And in Amrutikaran, final stabilization and enhancement produce. Here the key conclusion in article first: Abhraka Bhasma is not simply powdered mica. Traditionally, Ayurvedic processing transform mica chemically and physically. Both preparation methods produce nanocrystalline particles. Herbal processing contributes organic functional group. Method to generate a higher proportion of nanoparticles, and modern analytical techniques validate many classical Ayurvedic observations regarding proper bhasma preparation. Now we see the article second, which is study on toxicity and anti-hyperglycemic effect on Abhraka Bhasma in rat. See here background of this study. Abhraka is used in Prameya, Rajeshma, Shwas, Kas, used as a rasayan. Traditionally, it is believed to improve metabolism, strengthen tissue, enhance immunity, regenerate body cells. So, aim of this study had two objectives. First is a safety evaluation, and second is a efficacy evaluation. In safety evaluation, to determine whether Abhraka Bhasma causes toxicity, and researcher performed two toxicity here. One is acute and second is a subacute according to OECD guidelines. And second objective is efficacy evaluation to determine whether Abhraka Bhasma can reduce blood sugar level in diabetic rats. Here use STZ use, that is a streptozotocin. It is a chemical used to induce diabetes in laboratory animals, which damage pancreatic B cells. As the B cells are destroyed, insulin decreases, blood sugar rises, and diabetes develop. The STZ treated rats resembles like a diabetic patient. Now we see acute toxicity study. Objective here to determine the maximum safe dose. Method use female Vista rats. Single oral dose taken, that is a 2000 milligram per kg Abhraka Bhasma. Observation period around 14 days. Researcher monitored mortality, body weight, feed intake, behavior, nervous system signs, and organ abnormalities. As a result, no rat died, mortality 0%. In behavior, no abnormal signs like tremors, convulsions, paralysis, aggression, and drowsiness. food intake will be food intake was normal. Body weight increased normally. This indicates good health, no toxic effect. So conclusion is here, LD50 was greater than 2000 milligram per kg. This means Abhraka Bhasma is practically non-toxic at therapeutic level. Now here second subacute toxicity study to assess safety during repeated administration. Here taken 28 days duration, and dose ranges from 80 milligram per kg, 320 milligram per kg, and 1280 milligram per kg. Researcher studies same body weight, organ weight, blood parameters, liver functions, kidney function, and histopathology. And researcher found the effect on body, which is no significant decrease in body weight. Animal remained healthy. This suggests no chronic toxicity will be seen. Was seen, no nutritional impairment was seen. Organ weight study, organs examined mind, brain, heart, liver, spleen, kidney, testes, and uterus. No significant changes was found. No organ enlargement or shrinkage was found. And in hematological study, blood parameter check, RBC parameter like hemoglobin, RBC count, MCV, MCH, MCHSC, MCSC, also WBC parameter like neutrophils, lymphocytes, monocytes, and platelet count, and MPV, which results all remain within a normal limits. Means Abhraka Bhasma did not affect bone marrow, blood formation, and immune cells. And in biochemical studies, researchers assess liver function, AST, ALT, LP, and bilirubin, kidney functions like creatinine, urea, uric acid, metabolic parameters like cholesterol, triglycerides, and blood sugars, which finding all values remain near normal. No evidence of liver damage or kidney damage. And in histopathology of liver, microscopic examination showed normal hepatocytes, liver architecture, Kupffer cells, no necrosis, no inflammation, and no fibrosis, which conclude that Abhraka Bhasma did not damage liver tissue. And in anti-diabetic study, researchers induced diabetes using STZ medicine. Animal were divided into two groups. Group 1 normal control, and group 2, which is diabetic control, STZ chemical injected only. Group 3 which is metformin group, induced metformin which is 100 mg per kg, which is a standard drug. And group 4, which is Abhraka Bhasma 40 milligram per kg, and group 5 Abhraka Bhasma 80 milligram per kg, and group 6 Abhraka Bhasma 160 milligram per kg. And blood glucose result after 28 days in normal, means no treatment, normal rat blood glucose level 60. Diabetic control group, which is a 390, metformin 175, 40 milligram 182, 80 milligram 221, and 160 milligram 267, which interpret that diabetic rat, which is a 319 milligram per deciliter, and AB treated rats, which is a Abhraka Bhasma treated rats, which is range in between the 182 to 267 milligram per deciliter. This shows significant glucose reduction, especially 40 milligram per kg dose was nearly comparable with metformin treatment result. And effect on body weight in diabetic rat, diabetic cause weight loss, muscle wasting. Untreated diabetic rat loss weight, and Abhraka Bhasma treated rat shows less body weight, better body condition. This indicates metabolic improvement. In lipid profile improvement, cholesterol disease control 113 milligram per deciliter, but Abhraka Bhasma treated, which is 89 to 96 milligram per deciliter. And in triglycerides disease control 167 milligram per deciliter, and Abhraka Bhasma treated 143 to 150. Means Abhraka Bhasma improves fat metabolism, diabetic dyslipidemia. And in histopathology of pancreas, diabetic rat showed severe beta cell destruction, isolate degeneration. And in Abhraka Bhasma treated rat shows larger isolates, more beta cells, and reduced degeneration. So interpret here, researcher propose that Abhraka Bhasma may protect beta cell, promote regeneration, and improve insulin secretion. And according to Rasashastra, Abhraka Bhasma is Rasayani, Yogvahi, Dhatu Poshak, Agnidipak. In Prameha, it may act through Agnidipan, Med regulation, Rasayan action, Dhatu nourishment, and cellular regeneration. So this study finding regarding pancreatic protection supports traditionally concept of a Dhatu Poshan and Rasayan Karma. OECD guidelines used here. OECD 425 guideline for acute toxicity, and OECD 407 used for subacute toxicity. Safe dose LD50 above 2000 milligram per kg, and toxicity finding: no mortality, no organ toxicity, no liver toxicity, no kidney toxicity, normal hematology report. And in anti-diabetic findings: significant reduction in blood glucose, improved lipid profile, and improved pancreatic history. So the final conclusion is here: the study scientifically supports that properly prepared Abhraka Bhasma is safe in rat and exhibits significantly anti-hyperglycemic activity with effects approaching those of metformin in this experimental model. However, these results are from animal studies. Further human clinical studies are needed before drawing firm conclusions for patient treatment. Now we see article 3rd, which titled Understand the effects of Abhraka Bhasma on genotoxicity and its DNA repair potential in mouse model. The researcher wanted to answer: is Abhraka Bhasma toxic to DNA? Does it affect reproduction? And can it improve DNA repair mechanism? Abhraka Bhasma, traditionally Ayurvedic preparation made by repeatedly heating and processing mica with herbal extract, milk or other material. It is traditionally used for conditions like anemia, respiratory disorders, liver disease, diabetes, and a Rasayan karma. However, metal containing medicines raise concern because metals can sometimes be toxic. Poorly prepared formulation may contain harmful impurities. There is limited scientific evidence about safety. Why DNA repair matter? Because DNA in cells is constantly damaged by radiation, chemicals, oxidative stress, and normal metabolism. Cells repair this damage using pathways such as base excision repair, nucleotide excision repair, and double strand break repair. If repair fails, it can lead to aging, cancer, or degenerative diseases. The author hypothesized that Abhraka Bhasma, being considered a rejuvenator in Ayurveda, might enhance DNA repair. So researchers use here Swiss albino mice aged 6 to 8 weeks. Dose tested, 2 human equivalent doses were used: 120 mg per kg body weight and 360 mg per kg body weight. Mica received treatment for 7 days. They also use EMS, means ethyl methanesulfonate, a well-known DNA damaging chemical that causes chromosomal breaks. Quality control of Abhraka Bhasma here: the formulation underwent testing to ensure quality, particle size measurement, chemical analysis using LCMS, elemental analysis, and traditional Ayurvedic test. Particle range roughly between 60 to 900 nanometer, meaning many particles were in the nanometer range. Iron, magnesium, and calcium were detected. Major findings here: in acute toxicity, no major toxic effect. Very high dose, 2000 and 5000 mg per kg were given. Results: no death, no abnormal behavior, no weight loss, no obvious organ damage. Suggest low acute toxicity in mica. Genicity: it did not damage DNA. Researchers looked for chromosomal breaks, structural abnormalities in chromosome. They found Abhraka Bhasma alone did not significantly increase chromosomal abnormalities compared with controls. Interpreted: under these experimental conditions, Abhraka Bhasma did not behave as a genotoxic agent. Protection against DNA damage: mica exposed to EMS showed extensive DNA damage. However, mica prepared with Abhraka Bhasma had fewer chromosomal breaks, less DNA damage, better recovery. High dose worked better than low dose. The authors suggest Abhraka Bhasma may enhance DNA repair system, reduce oxidative damage, and improve cellular resilience. So the study measures base excision repair pathway that repairs damaged DNA base. The higher dose increased constitutive BR activity in mouse liver extract. Author purpose: this may explain why treated mice had less DNA damage after EMS exposure. Simplified mechanism here: DNA damage, BR pathway activated, and DNA repaired. And in Abhraka Bhasma may enhance this process. Reproductive safety: a researcher evaluates sperm count and sperm abnormality. Results: Abhraka Bhasma alone did not significantly affect fertility indicators. EMS reduced sperm count and increased abnormalities. Abhraka Bhasma partially reversed this EMS induced effect. Now in this article, antioxidant activity also check. Study measures antioxidant enzymes, that is a superoxide dismutase and catalase. Higher doses increase antioxidant enzymes activity. This matters because oxidative stress is a major source of a DNA damage. Autophagy effect: autophagy is a cell's recycling system. Study found little effect overall. Temporary increase after EMS exposure. Significance remain unclear and requires further Strength of this study: use established OECD toxicity guideline, measured multiple endpoints like DNA damage, DNA repair, fertility, antioxidant, histology, compared against known DNA repairing agents. And overall conclusion here: Abhraka Bhasma was not genotoxic. It did not show reproductive toxicity. It may enhance DNA repair and reduce chemically induced DNA damage. Antioxidant effect may contribute to its protective action. Now we see the fourth article, that is a Abhraka Bhasma and Ayurvedic herbal perspective in breast cancer and management. Breast cancer is the most commonly diagnosed cancer globally, with 2.26 million new cases annually. Conventional treatment like surgery and chemotherapy saves life but can cause toxicity, drug resistance, reduce quality of life. Therefore, researchers are exploring integrating oncology, combining conventional treatment with complementary therapy. Abhraka Bhasma is an Ayurvedic preparation derived from mica. Its preparation involves two major processes, that is Śodhana and Māraṇa. The final product contains oxides of iron, silicon, magnesium, potassium, aluminum, and particle size are typically 20 to 100 nanometer, placing them in the nanomedicine range. In Ayurveda, tumors are called arbud and granthi. Breast cancer correspond to Dhanyābhraka. Abhraka Bhasma is believed to have rasayan, dhatu, pushtikar, and tridosh balancing and lekhan karma. So proposed anti-cancer mechanism here. Paper proposes two broad mechanism. First is a direct effect on cancer cell, and second is an indirect effect. Indirect effect possibly actions killing cancer cells, triggering apoptosis and reducing proliferation, and indirect effect possibly action modulating immunity, reducing inflammation, enhancing DNA repair, and regulating oxidative stress. And in safety and toxicity, this is one of the most important sections. Acute toxicity we see previous LD50 above 2000 mg per kg in rats, classified as a low acute toxicity under OECD guidelines, and hyper dose may produce reversible liver toxicity. In DNA safety, the review cites the mouse study you uploaded earlier. Not genotoxicity, enhanced DNA base excision repair, reduce chromosomal damage after EMS exposure. Heavy metal concerns: silicon 14.80%, iron 12%, aluminum 7%, magnesium 5%, mercury and toxic heavy metal were reportedly absent in some preparation. So author emphasized that aluminum content requires further toxicological study. Batch to batch variability: different manufacturers use different raw mica, different herbal media, different processing cycle. Therefore, one preparation may not be identical to another. Safety or efficacy data from one brand can't alternative to generalize to all Abhraka Bhasma products. And laboratory evidence against breast cancer: first is a MCF7 breast cancer cell use. This cell with Abhraka Bhasma results dose dependent cell death, approximately 49% cell death at 200 microgram per ml. However, there was a major limitation. Healthy macrophage cells are shown 46% death at the same concentration. This means it lacks selective toxicity. An ideal anti-cancer drug kills cancer cell while sparing healthy cells. Here both were affected similarly. And immunomodulatory effect: here researchers studied immune cell. They observed reduced nitric oxide production, possible anti-inflammatory effect, but since many cells also died, it is unclear whether Abhraka Bhasma truly modulated immunity or simply killed the immune cells. Author themselves caution against over-interpreted these results. Other cancer cell studies: Shatapati Abhraka Bhasma showed activity against prostate cancer cell, lung cancer cell, and leukemia cell. The strongest effect was against prostate cancer cells. Okay. STBHO biomedical mica nanoparticles. Rio distinguished traditional Abhraka Bhasma from laboratory prepared mica nanoparticles called STBHO. Did not directly kill breast cancer cell. Instead, it stimulates immune response. Effects included activating M1 macrophages, increases natural killer cell activity, increases IFN gamma secretion. Animal studies reduced tumor growth. This animal study showed enhanced NK cell population, reduced tumor weight, but most experiment involve small sample size, different tumor models. And oxidative stress and hormesis: In fruit flies that use Drosophila, Abhraka Bhasma reduces glutathione level initially, increase antioxidant enzymes SOD and catalase. The author suggests a hormesis effect. Small stress leads to stronger defense system. However, fruit fly biologically differs substantially from humans. And human clinical evidence, most important time, which state that no randomized controlled trial of Abhraka Bhasma in breast cancer. Case reports is present on web platform, but case report can't prove causation because no control group exists. Many treatment may have been used simultaneously, and some cancers naturally behave differently. And safety in pregnancy and women's health, no safety study exists in pregnancy or lactation. Potential metal accumulation is unknown, so authors advise against use during pregnancy and breastfeeding. Bottom line, current evidence suggests that Abhraka Bhasma have biologically interesting properties, including antioxidant and immunomodulatory effect. However, evidence remains largely preclinical, and there is currently no clinical proof that it treats or prevents breast cancer in human. It should not be replaced standard cancer treatment. And in article 5th, explanation of pharmaceutico-analytical standardization of 60-putty Abhraka Bhasma. In it, 60-putty Abhraka Bhasma means Abhraka Bhasma that undergoes 60 cycles of incineration, which describe ranging from 100 put, 10 put, 100 put, 1000 puts. Increasing number of puttas is traditionally believed to reduce particle size, detoxifying minerals, increase viability, enhance therapeutic potency. Study examines traditional claim. Herbal mineral medicines faces criticism because different manufacturers use different methods. Particle sizes vary, metal compositions may vary, quality control is difficult. Study attempts to establish SOPs, physical parameters, chemical compositions, nanoparticle characterization, which is essential for reproducibility and safety. Stages of preparation. First stage is a Śodhana. Use raw mica, that is a Krishna Vajrabhrak, undergo repeating heating and quenching. In Godugdha, repeated quenching causes thermal shock, layer separation, brittleness, and removes the impurities. Mica gradually loses its rigid crystalline structure. And observation during purification, raw mica becomes softer, layer separable, color changes from silver black to reddish black. Second stage is a Dhanyābhraka, which is specially Ayurvedic process. Purified mica is mixed with rice grain soaked in sour liquid, that is a kanjin, triturated and filtrated. Purpose is obtain very fine particles, removes coarse fraction. Study found significant reduction in particle size, yield loss due to removal of layer particles. Stage third is a Māraṇa. This is of Bhasma preparation. Mica is mixed with herbal media, made into pellet, subjected to repeated heating cycle, and changes during incinerated putta. In first putta, color is orange and texture is a rough. Then 12 puttas, color will be turned into light orange and texture will be was smooth. Similar transformation continued towards the 60 putty. So increasing putta reduce roughness, increase fineness, and produce stable color, improves classical quality indicators. And also traditionally Bhasma Parīkṣā will be pass out. Repeating heating causes oxidation of metals, breakdown of mica layers, reduction in particle size, formation of stable oxide. Modern analysis showed formulation of iron oxide, silicon dioxide, aluminum oxide, magnesium oxide, potassium components. Same analysis found nanometer scale particles, smallest particle approximately 230 nanometer in some studies. EDX analysis, different element presence, that is oxygen around 50%, silicon 20%, iron 5%, magnesium 1%. So the composition reflects transformation of mica into oxide rich particles. XRD analysis, study found peak corresponding to iron oxide, reduced crystallinity, structure transformation, and repeated putta reduces long range crystal order and create semi crystalline amorphous phrases. FTI analysis detects alcohol group, carboxyl acid, alkenes, sulfonic groups. This likely originated from herbal media using during processing. Abhraka Bhasma is merely mineral ash. It also incorporates organic molecule during preparation. Effect of increasing putta, reduce particle size and improve classical bhasma properties, better absorption, better stability, and lower toxicity, enhance therapeutic potential. Here the study does not deliver test clinically efficacy. So the conclusion of this study, which is the 60 putti Abhraka Bhasma satisfied classical Ayurvedic test. Modern analytical methods confirms structural transformation, particle size enters nano range, and final summary is more putta leads to finer particles, loss of metallic properties, formulation of stable oxide, nano size structure, compliance with the classical quality test. Standardization does not automatically prove therapeutic effectiveness and clinical evidence remains unnecessary. So friends, this was the complete discussion on Abhraka and Abhraka Bhasma. Today we'll learn about its origin, classification, Śodhana, Dhanyābhraka, Nirmāṇa, Māraṇa, Amritikal, Satvapātana, therapeutic property, dosage, its importance of powerful rasayan, and also we see some research articles regarding Abhraka Bhasma. So the remember key points here: Krishnābhraka is considered the best color variety, Vajrābhraka is the best structural variety, proper Śodhana and Māraṇa are essential before therapeutic use. Abhraka Bhasma is renowned for its rasayan, balya and Rusya properties. If you are this video useful, please like, share and subscribe to the channel. Don't forget to press the notification bell so that you never miss out upcoming Ayurveda and Rasashastra lecture. Thank you for watching.